Even though Goku is one of the most powerful fighters, his intelligence has always sort of lacked behind his strength. Itachi, on the other hand, is one of the smartest ninja in all of Naruto. If these two were to battle, I think the obvious answer would be Goku, but there are so many variables when it comes to fighting in Naruto that I think it's safe to say that just about anything could happen. The power levels and the transformations in Dragon Ball are all incredibly insane, but does Genjutsu even work on someone like Goku? This is a story called Dragon Ball Shippuden, and when we last left off, Goku has somehow, after messing around in the Capsule Corp's basement, been warped into another dimension, and when he wakes up, he's in the Naruto-verse. After traveling to Konoha, he meets Asuma and Kakashi, who then report their findings back to the 5th Hokage, Tsunade. With Goku being as strong as he is, Tsunade thinks it's best to keep Goku out of sight so the Akatsuki don't find him. However, Goku has already run into Team Kakuzu, and since he didn't know to finish them, they've reported info about him to Pain and the rest of the Akatsuki. Itachi and Kisame are really the only ones interested in Goku, as Pain only sees this as a distraction to the Akatsuki. Having been granted 2 weeks to investigate Goku even further before returning to their mission, Itachi and Kisame head off in search of him. Back at the Hokage's office, it would seem that they still haven't found a way to send Goku home. Unfortunately, not even Kakashi's Mangekyo Sharingan has the ability to send him back with its space-time jutsu. They must also keep Goku away from the village before Danzo becomes aware of his presence as well. Tsunade decides to send Goku off to find Jiraiya himself, and at this point in time, Itachi and Kisame have been searching for Goku. They haven't gotten any leads yet, but Itachi is refusing to give up, and the next thing we see is both Goku and Itachi heading out, possibly foreshadowing what's to come. But someone has been watching Goku, gathering information on what's been going on within the Hokage's office, and the person he's reporting to is Danzo. It's been a few days now, and Itachi and Kisame only have 3 more left to try and find Goku. Itachi wants just to continue on without taking a break, however. Kisame tries to reason with Itachi that, if anything, this Goku guy is some top ninja from a secret unit that probably even used the transformation jutsu when he was fighting them to disguise himself, so they could, in hindsight, be looking for somebody that doesn't even exist. But just as they're about to give up, the unbelievable happens. Goku is flying in the sky right above them, looking for another village. Goku senses something heading towards him, and when he looks down, he easily dodges a water shark bomb jutsu. A random water attack like that is strange even to Goku, so he decides to go check it out for himself. When he lands at the spot the attack came from, he's met by Team Itachi, have been waiting for him. Goku immediately recognizes them as the Akatsuki this time from the description Tsunade gave him. Kisame says that Goku doesn't look that strong, but Itachi warns him to not underestimate because they don't know the extent of his abilities. Itachi says that he will analyze his jutsu while Kisame fights him, so Kisame jumps down to be Goku's first opponent. Goku goes for a ki blast to try and finish Kisame quickly because he doesn't have much time to waste with them, but Samehada is actually able to cancel even ki blast. Goku is confused as to what just happened, but this is when Kisame goes in for the attack. However, Goku is leagues faster than him, and Itachi can barely see him in time to warn Kisame before Goku fires off another ki blast, this time at point blank range. But Samehada is still able to get in front of him in time. Samehada begins to go crazy, obviously. Even though ki isn't exactly chakra, the massive energy output is more than appealing to the sword. But Goku hasn't even really gotten started yet, and seeing as how a simple ki blast doesn't seem to be enough to get through Samehada, Goku decides to go for something a little stronger. As Goku gets into a familiar stance, Kisame is completely unaware of what's about to come his way. Itachi can sense something that isn't normal about this technique, but before they can properly prepare, Goku fires off a Kamehameha right at Kisame. Samehada is put to the test once again as it tries to feed on the Kamehameha, but this attack is too large scale for it to absorb, and it pierces straight through not only Samehada, but Kisame as well. This is when Goku informs Itachi that the difference between their power is more than he can even fathom. Goku theoretically could destroy this planet at any time he wanted to, so he says it's best if they just left him alone. Unfortunately, even though the Kamehameha pierced straight through him, Kisame is still alive, and by the time he stands back up, now that they have gotten to see some of what Goku can do firsthand, Itachi asks Kisame what his impressions are after analysis. He says that, honestly, this seems like bad news for them. From what Kisame has been able to deduce about Goku, he has to have at least twice the amount of chakra as the both of them. Not only that, but his body is deformed by his muscles to the point where his power of brute force has to be beyond their comprehension. Lastly, his outfit is the opposite of inconspicuous, meaning that Goku has no intention of trying to lay low. He isn't afraid of a fight from anyone, anywhere, at any time. This is when Itachi also admits that with Goku's speed, he could easily stop them whenever he wants. With this in mind, it's not wise for them to engage in a situation with him that carries risks, so he says that they will proceed as they usually do. And this is when Itachi finally steps in. The sky turns black overhead for Goku as Itachi's genjutsu sets in. Goku informs them that if they had met him before he ran into Tsunade, this might work on him, but they taught him how to break genjutsus for this very reason. However, on the outside of the genjutsu, Kisame has already prepared his giant water prison jutsu. Goku has begun to counter Itachi's genjutsu, but when he breaks it, he realizes that he's actually underwater. Itachi used the genjutsu on him as a distraction, as their real plan was to drown him the entire time in the giant water prison. Kisame has fused with Samehada at this point, and being in the water, he would usually have an overwhelming advantage, but Goku is, even underwater, dodging Kisame's attacks with such ease. However, Kisame has one more surprise for Goku. The whole time they've been fighting in this huge water bubble, Goku has been getting his energy sapped, and Kisame releases his most powerful Super Water Shark Bomb Jutsu. Goku's immediate response is a ki wave, but unfortunately, Kisame has already accounted for that. This attack grows stronger the more energy Goku disperses, so he's basically feeding it. But Goku is a Saiyan with base power much greater than both of these two combined, and he knows this. As he puts more power into his attack, it overwhelms Kisame's jutsu and completely destroys the water prison as well. It looks like Kisame finally understands that the difference between their power is too far apart to attempt to fight him head on. But Itachi doesn't seem worried at all. After analyzing how Goku fight, he can see that while he may be physically superior to them, his mind is weak. And then the next thing we see is Itachi and Kisame, who appear to have given up. But they say that they have another acquaintance that will deal with Goku. Apparently she's been watching the fight the whole time right above them, and in the next panel, we see a young girl. When she jumps down, Goku asks if she's sure she wants to fight him herself, and she says that she doesn't like jutsu, she actually prefers old school fighting. Of course Goku agrees, but before they start fighting, she says that she wants to have a snack first, which is also to Goku's taste, and she just so happens to have candy for him as well. But the weirdest thing is, when they introduce, unbeknownst to Goku, he's been under Itachi's Tsukuyomi the whole time and actually hasn't moved. Goku has so much power, however, that Itachi has to use his full effort to keep Goku under his genjutsu, but even so, he still may be able to break it eventually. With Itachi having to use one of his strongest techniques just to subdue Goku in his base form, it doesn't seem like the Akatsuki has many assets that can kill him indefinitely. While we haven't seen everything the ninja world has to offer Goku, we also haven't seen Goku go all out either. That's gonna do it for this one, guys. The video went on a little longer than I was aiming for, but it's all good. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it down below in the comments, and how do you feel about Goku getting caught under Genjutsu? I feel like it's not too crazy to say that Genjutsu could work on Saiyans as well, since it does work based off of senses, but then again, I personally don't know the extent of Goku's senses in the first place. But anyways, have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.